Hi, you're with India Post Live, India's first online news conversation web TV. I'm ISHAN, and India Post is, of course, a forum for you to participate. You can use social media to get in touch with us. Hashtag India Post Live to your tweets, or use our Twitter handle at India Post Live. You can use Facebook to get in touch with us. Our Facebook page is there called India Post Live. Like it and leave a comment or a post over there. Also, you can use indiapostlive.com. That's our website where you can watch this video live. And in case you're watching it later, there are other videos down there to watch for you as well. So do check those out, and there's a comments wall also over there, so you can post a comment. And in case you want to come into our show and talk to us and talk to our experts, well, just use Google Plus, that's Google Hangout, or Skype to get in touch with us, and we'll of course take your views into our show. So what we're talking about today, well, the mercury certainly is rising, the heat is on, it's getting hot, it's getting sweaty. So what does the first thing that come to your mind is a thirst quencher. But what really is a thirst quencher in India? On one hand, you have the colas, the Pepsis and the Cokes and their entire brand line there for you. Also, on the other hand, you have your roadside vendors selling from anything from lemon nimbu pani to coconut water to anything and everything is available on the street as well. So what do Indians prefer and what do you prefer? Write into us. But first, let's take you through the story.
Rising mercury has everyone running for cover, and thirst quenchers coming to the rescue to beat the heat. But what is it that people prefer? American cola or Desi banta?
ज़्यादातर लोग तो जो बुजुर्ग हैं वो तो यही कहेंगे कि देसी शिकंजी हो गई, बेल का शरबत हो गया.
My preference would definitely be a bottle of fruity over these roadside drinks, primarily because of hygiene concerns.
Though we have major brands like Coke and Pepsi, it's the Desi drink market that is giving them a run for their money. The soft drink market in India is estimated close to 7,500 crore rupees annually. No wonder Coke and Pepsi are keen to tap the Desi market by spinning out Desi flavors. So as Indians glug down their favorite soft drink in the scorching heat, the number of roadside vendors catering to Desi needs goes to show how they run a parallel industry along with the big cola majors.
Alright, so why don't we start a hashtag trend of you tweet in your favorite cold drinks or your preferred drink of choice in the summer. Just hashtag beat the heat with that, and we'll of course get your favorite drink as far as your call is concerned. We'll get that call out onto the air. Alright, we have with us Anubhav Sapra joining us. He's the founder of the Delhi Food Walks. Rupri Datta joins us. She's the chef and manager operations at the International Institute of Culinary Arts. AALOK WADHWA joins us. Is the editor of the Indian Food Freak. Thanks very much for coming in, AALOK. Nidhi Tayal is a nutritionist. She joins us on Google Hangout. Also, MONAMI MITRA, she's a foodie. She'll be joining us. And YOUSUF ALVI joins us from Muscat, Oman. And Aanchal Kohli is also a foodie. She'll be joining us. So we have a whole host of people wanting to talk about their favorite cold drinks. But Anubhav, what has your experience been like? I mean, you interact with a lot of foodies. So the preferred choice, does Coke and Pepsi, do they beat the traditional Indian drinks or no?
My preference would be for the Indian drinks. Like recently I conducted a food walk in Old Delhi, and the name of the food walk was Beat the Heat Summer Walk. So we started from Kinari Bazaar, where we covered Divanchan fruit cream. Then we headed towards Ved Prakash Bantawala, who's been selling Banta for past 150 years in Chandni Chowk. Then towards...
is Banta that old?
Yeah. It's like almost 4-5 generations they have been selling Bantas there. And then coming to Fatehpuri, there we have different varieties of lassi. Then you can have around like 50 varieties of kulfi. So there are many things which you can have in summer in spite of having Coca-Colas and all.
Alright, but Rupri, and I've noticed this across restaurants also, that there has been a revival in the kind of drinks that you're being served. You're not just offered the traditional bottled water
yes,
and Coke.
Of course. I think people have now changed to health. That's what people now understand. You know, there was a time and age when people used to run after Coke, and they were all internationalized brands that were sort of taking up the markets. But now, even as chefs, we get the guidance from restaurateurs when we are consulting them that we want to move to health back. We want to move where our roots actually came from, starting from Ayurveda, where, you know, everything that was packaged or in a plastic packing, it's all tamasic. It's not good for us. It's all toxic for us. So now eventually, yes, restaurateurs come with a plan where number one, they want to suit everybody's taste buds. So they want to suit a taste bud of somebody who's older to us, probably 50 years of age, who's used to having that, old charm of a banta, say, or a jaljeera or a shikanjvi. And of course, yes, we have to keep certain options for the younger generation who are unfortunately unaware of the kind of possibilities there in the market and the kind of, new things that we can do. But that is what we come in, and as chefs we try to develop drinks which are healthy plus will suit the palate.
All right, interesting points you make over there. I want to go across to Nidhi Tyal. She's a nutritionist. Nidhi, as far as the nutrition aspect of it is concerned, Rupreet raised the important point of the awareness, increasing awareness. But what would you say as far as conventional drinks versus the so-called modern drinks? Or do our conventional drinks now need a modern twist, and have they already got it?
First of all, it's the question between the calorie-packed junk versus the nutrient-packed beverages. That's how I put it. So obviously, we need to make aware in the market to the consumers that what they're taking in form of Coke cans and Pepsi bottles is not offering them anything nutritionally other than empty calories. Not only that, the other ingredients, barring sugar, are also very, very harmful to the consumers. These Coke and Pepsis, they have ingredients like phosphoric acid, they are high on caffeine, they have something called as excitotoxins, the sweeteners, the artificial sweeteners that are contained in these beverages, which are not doing anything good to your health, which are not making you healthy at all. On the other hand, our traditional drinks like aampanna, shikanji, lassi, even ganne ka juice, these all are the drinks which are low GI, that can be savored by diabetics, and they have a whole lot of phytonutrients, flavonoids. They are packed with antioxidants, they are packed with minerals and vitamins. So the choice, obviously, if it comes between the both of them, our traditional drinks fare far, far better than these canned beverages.
All right, but Nidhi, just to help our viewers understand, it's not just the Pepsis and the Cokes and the evil big international empires, but they also, I mean, you've had Indian cold drinks from the times of Campa Cola to, I mean, the modern avatars, and you have a whole host of, even for that matter, a Banta. I mean, is it really that healthy? I mean, I'm not comparing it to juices and natural juices, but just a comparison of Indian manufactured drinks versus foreign manufactured drinks, and how would we fare?
See, more or less the content of all these cold drinks, when we say cold drinks, I mean aerated beverages, the contents are going to be almost same. The ingredients may be changing in the composition, but the ingredients are going to be the same. And largely all these beverages contain tap water, which again has a lot of contamination. We have elements like lead, cadmium, and all these things in the tap water. Whether they are used for multinational beverages or for Indian beverages, they are absolutely doing no good to your health.
All right, fair enough. But I want to get in AALOK WADHWA. He's the editor of the Indian Food Freak. Thank you very much for coming in, AALOK. Your perspective on the Desi drinks, and are they ruling the roost this summer?
Yeah, see, if you look at one trend which has happened both in food and beverages over the last year or two, it is moved back to Desi. Now, and I see it on Indian Food Freak, which is a national group, where there's a lot of interest in additional regional drinks, regional food, etc. So I see it going forward. The only thing we have to remember is that there's something called a marketing muscle, which all the soft drink manufacturers have, the carbonated soft drink manufacturers. Plus, there's a question of stability. Plus, there's a question of hygiene. So there are a lot of challenges. But on the other hand, I know that there is a demand. One of our members has launched a product called Paperboard, which is precisely that, which has kokum and amras and jaljeera, etc. And which is doing quite well. It's there. It's available on Indigo also. So there is a demand. The only thing is that infrastructure, the distribution, is the key out here.
All right, distribution is the key, but I want to go across to another guest of mine. MONAMI Mitra is there with us on Google Hangout. MONAMI, thanks very much for coming in. Just very quickly, I mean, the big global Pepsis and the Cokes, the giants have also figured that the Indian palate does not really just want cola. I mean, they've launched variants. There's that entire pulpy orange range and the Minute Maid range, which is, I mean, which is said to be contain pulp, but it doesn't contain any pulp. So, I mean, are those kind of things appealing to you as a consumer?
Not really. Honestly speaking, I mean, these variants, yeah, if you talk in terms of globalization, the international brands have realized that you need to serve products which are more localized to suit the Indian palate. But having said that, at the end, the difference is very clear. So, I mean, the only reason I would perhaps pick up a bottle of any of these is because of the convenience factor. If there's no other option available, then I would probably pick it up. But otherwise, I mean, you step outside, there are just so many options available. You get a fresh nimbu pani, you can have coconut water, you can have lassis, and they're more wholesome, filling, and actually, you know, satisfy the taste buds far more as compared to any of these drinks.
All right.
Even as fresh, yeah.
All right, I just want to get in Rupreet also, because Rupreet, chefs have the habit of making something cool or not cool, and suddenly Indian drinks have become cool, Indian food has become cool, there's a modern twist being added to it. So how's that going along?
See, there are a lot of viewpoints to that, because one side there is wherein there is a lot of modernization, but one side there is also wherein we are touching back our roots now. Yes, understanding of food, how we understand, actually as Indians, I personally feel we try to, you know, sort of not pay attention to what we already have. That's our habit. I think we all will go, it's a status symbol also. If we pick up a bottle of Coke, of course, there's a lot of convenience, but then there is a status symbol also. I would, you know, when during our young days, we would say, oh, you have Banta. Oh God, that is so outdated. Time has gone where you now don't get Banta. Actually, there are no Banta bottles. There are very few manufacturers. So the ease part is, of course, there. As chefs, yes, naturally, we have to look not only at the drinks, but we have to look at the food aspect also. We have started doing a lot of innovations also in terms we use, like, say, coconut water in our soups, which naturally enhances the taste. We like to stick, as chefs, we always stick to the fact that the more natural, the more primary source of food, right out of a tree, like the way you get fruit, you use the substances in their primary form, the taste will be maximum. You cannot have maximum taste from a processed food that has gone through all factory lines of you know, processing. So I don't think so. As chefs also, our major objective is that we keep the food primary in its primary form. Yes, of course, add our all magic to make it all tasty, yet healthy, yet nutritious.
All right, Anubhav, on the streets, what do you notice? Do you see enough innovation happening as far as Indian cold drinks or Indian drinks are being, how they're being served, from a chai and a cooler to shikanji in a special way?
So if you talk about Old Delhi and other locations in Delhi, you'll find a lot of innovations happening. Like as I was telling about the Ved Prakash Banta wala or a famous lassi wala in Fatehpuri, you find different varieties of lassi. Previously used to have a sweet lassi and namkeen lassi. Nowadays you'll find badam lassi, or you can say mango lassi or malai lassi. So different varieties of lassi. Then if you come to like Rabdi Faluda, there is a very famous Faluda wala in Fatehpuri, which is famous for selling, they have been selling Rabdi Faluda for many years. So there have been like many innovations these days.
All right, and more chef innovations, I mean, because I had a mojito shikanji and I've had golgappa shots with Punjabi and nature. So in terms of just combining a modern sensibility to something conventional, something your grandmother would be making at home, but to go order it in a restaurant would require a modern twist, doesn't it?
Yes, I think we keep taste in mind primarily. Like recently we did a kiwi drink, right? That has all kiwis and it had a little bit of cumin and very similar, you know, jaljeera kind shikanji taste. So ultimately I think we look at the tastes, what the Indian palate likes, and sometimes we try to modernize it, of course. But yes, what primarily we get, like using your coconut water, for example, using your wood apple for bel ka sharbat, it's just that our Indian children or the younger generation is not used to those tastes. So henceforth, as chefs, we try to, you know, put up a little bit of zing. But as you know, Kareena Kapoor said in Jab Bhi Met, pani ka kaam to pani karta hai, so you can't replace that.
that is true. I think the best thirst quencher is of after all, water. I want to go across to Muscat, Oman. Yusuf Alvi joins us from there. Yusuf is, of course, an Indian in Oman. And Yusuf, how are you beating the heat over there? It's absolutely hot over here. How hot is it in Oman? And how do you keep yourself refreshed and hydrated?
Well, it's even hotter here, and since it's a desert country, so the temperatures are soaring high. Well, here the options of getting Jal Zero or Nimu Pani at like roads is not available. So usually if you go to a restaurant where I can find Nimu Pani or a lassi, so I would prefer that. But what is easily available is the cold drinks. Either you go for a Coke or a Mountain Dew or a Sprite, that is easily available. I go to any supermarket, I can get that. So that's
but
how
do they
we
have any
manage
of their local drinks over there? I mean, Oman, I'm sure, would have a few local drinks of its own. Are those really prominent across the country?
They are prominent, but not that much. I think the marketing strategy of the big giants has pretty much taken over the small local sellers over here. Like you get fresh juices like Rani and some things like that, but that's not very prevalent. People do have that, but the major chunk, they are still on the major giant like Coke or Pepsi.
All right, and what would be the one drink that you would miss the most from home?
I think shikanji.
Shikanji.
The roadside shikanji that you get in India, you can't get it anywhere else.
Well, as they say, it's often in the chef's hands, and that hygiene problem is there.
True, absolutely true.
All right, I want to go across to ALOK, WADHWA, ALOK, but just the point I raised with Anubhav, is there enough innovation happening in the Indian market? Are we exploring new forms of new cold drinks? I think we seem to have lost ALOK there for a bit. But Nidhi, do you see enough innovation happening as far as Indian cold drinks are concerned? Enough new twists happening to them?
Innovations in the sense that cold drinks that are available in the market, a Desi beverage bottled in a Videsi packaging.
Yes.
Yeah, I do see, but again, see, like, as a nutritionist, anything which is processed, anything which is not directly coming out from mother's kitchen, I have my own doubts there regarding the chemical composition of those drinks. Having said that, if these drinks are made at home or at a place where food hygiene or food safety is kept in mind, I guess that would be a better option to go for.
All right, interesting point you raised over there, because Rupreet, at the end of the day, the fact is that everybody wants to mass market their product. Whether you're a chef, the ultimate success would be if you have
ultimately it's the money.
It's the money at the end of the day.
It's
so
the money.
I mean, there is a famous Nibu Pani in Delhi, Prince Pan. And
yes.
Prince Pan has started selling his bottled shikanji. And do we see that happening more often? Do you see chefs thinking about doing their own product lines as far as even drinks are concerned?
Yes, I think eventually, yes, one should. If they are not, they should start thinking. Because I think ultimately it's a cycle. It's all going to come back. We're going to move away from all these internationalized products, and even clothing. Say we all want to move to khadi. It's summers. You want to wear cotton. And similarly now, the first thing actually, as per human taste buds, also we ask for a lassi. We ask for a chaach. So yes, chefs would be required to do a lot of innovation. In fact, I at the International Institute of Culinary Arts, I'm also presently consulting a restaurant which now wants to move into Vedic cuisine. So that is where we want to understand, what kind of people are, what kind of body compositions there are. We understand them, and then we are creating menus for them. So yeah, of course, I'm certainly working on the same lines. And of course, we like to pick up ideas from the West also. In fact, as you mentioned in Oman, in Saudi countries, a very good point that I've seen is that they don't sell juices, number one, packaged. They have juices just freshly squeezed with the pulp, which is, I think, fantastic. In India, we do get fresh juice, but the juice wala takes out the pulp separate and gives you just sugar and water. Ultimately, jahan pe bhi baat aa rahi hai, I think it's all about the sugar content in your drinks. Even if you put about 4 teaspoons of sugar in your Nimu Pani, it's still bad. The sugar is still bad. So you have to understand the entire composition of food, of what your body requirements is, what a child needs to what an elder person needs. And eventually, we all must, as chefs, it's our responsibility to conceptualize good ideas and give a good product to the customer.
All right, and what do the customers want? When you went out into the streets to find out what you wanted, remember to hashtag beat the heat to your tweets about your favorite summer thirst quencher. And meanwhile, let's hear what people on the streets have had to say about their favorite thirst quenchers.
I'm not fond of aerated drinks anyway. I think it's unhealthy. And for me, it's shikanji, fresh juice, any day.
I generally prefer, shikanji and all that stuff, anything and everything which contains lemon rather than Pepsi or something else.
This is very accessible to every person because it sells into a common place.
देसी कोल्ड ड्रिंक जो होते हैं वो सेहत के लिए फ़ायदेमंद भी होते हैं और काफ़ी अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स करते हैं, पेट के लिए भी अच्छा होता है.
Aerated drinks are not really good for health and I don't know, I find this better.
Alright, so Alok, the consensus really seems to be that Desi cold drinks really are better, but why are the international brands then selling so much in India? I mean, they do have changed their products to suit Indian palates, like 7-Up came out with a Nimbu variant and pulpy oranges there from the Coke stable.
Let's get real out here. Finally, yes, the traditional, the indigenous drinks are far healthier. They are not empty calories and a lot of advantages. But let's look at the downside also. Number one is hygiene. Today, I would love to have a ganne ka juice, but I can't take the risk. And so what do? I go to the nearest stall and pick up a Coke. Okay, and that will always be there. So chances are that the big brands, big carbonated soft drink brands are very much here to stay. We can just hope that as we go forward, at least a part of that market starts considering looking at our own indigenous drinks, because they are the drinks which cool us naturally, unlike the carbonated beverages which are just sugar and water.
All right, Anubhav, in fact, a lot of companies have started doing this. They started selling concentrates ranging from Ampanna to Khas to other such concentrates. Do you think that could really pick up in terms of the Indian market?
That could be. In the future, I've just add to like what Rupi told earlier. Like recently, if you go to like Connaught Place area, you will find people selling sattu. That's a local drink of Bihar. Sattu or Belgiri. I was in Mathura the other day. You'll find bel sharbats everywhere. So it's not about the only hygienic and the health concern. It's also about the culture of India, like culture of the drinks of different local cities. That has also evolved.
All right. We also have another guest joining us. Harsh Sharma joins us. Harsh, what would your favorite cold drink be to beat the heat? Would it be a Coke or a shikanji or a lassi?
On any given day, buying a Coke is much easier than finding a shikanji. just go to the nearest market and buy a Coke. It's much simpler, much easier, and
but what would you prefer in terms of taste? What would you prefer in terms of taste?
A Coke, because for a long time we've been having Coke and other fizzy drinks, so we're accustomed to it. We're accustomed to the fizzy drinks.
All right, and Nidhi, I want to...
It's also about food compatibility.
It's also about the age, Nidhi. Maybe it's also about the age, because our caller is a young under 20.
That's what I'm saying. These kids have seen people flushing down burgers with Coke. So obviously, for years to come, we cannot train them to flush down burgers with Ambanna or Bel ka Sharbat. So we'll have to bring them down to the awareness level, down to our basic food that would be available, and we have to also make them aware about the nutritional aspects. That is totally missing from our formal or informal education.
All right, interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Most of us know about the nutritional qualities and all, but most of us just choose to ignore it.
Why?
We ignore the fact it's bad for health.
Why?
Because we're accustomed to it. We're accustomed to the fact that with food we must have Coke. That's more of a habit.
But a habit why? A habit why? Just trying to understand, Arsh, a habit why? Is it cooler? Do you like it? Is it tastier? Does it make you feel better? Why?
Yeah. You ask me, it's tastier.
All right, so the taste buds certainly have changed. I mean, we might be saying that the taste buds, it appeals to the Indian taste buds.
There's actually a scientific reason to that.
Ishan,
yeah.
All these aerated beverages are very high on sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, Splenda and things like that, which scientifically are called as excitotoxins. After consumption of these cold drinks, they push your sugar level so high that they excite your brain cells, and that kind of excitement or that thing that is added to, or which they call as instant energy, is what excites these kids. They want instant energy. They don't look for proper metabolism after having any conventional beverage. They don't look at
sure I agree.
Go ahead.
See, our tastes are very different from our the generation prior to us, and our future generations' tastes are going to be different from ours. The point is that can healthy drink be made cool? Can they have the same kind of zing that Coke and Pepsi have today? That is where it comes down to. Because you cannot just preach to the younger generation to start having healthier drinks. They'll have what they want to have.
Alright, at the end of the day, yes, everybody will have what they want to have, and let's wrap it up on a good note. Today is the International Iced Tea Day, and I wonder, does iced tea, is it healthy or not?
It depends on the sugar level. Yeah, and then again, tea has nicotine, little bit of nicotine. So.
Yes, and of course, Coke has caffeine.
But it is also...
Yeah, go ahead, Nidhi. Yes, Nidhi, go ahead.
It is packed with a lot of antioxidants, and it also has a lot of phytonutrients.
Yeah.
And even the caffeine level in tea, any kind of tea, it kind of causes thermogenesis, which people, when they market slimming tea, is making use of this thing.
Yeah.
It causes thermogenesis and it helps in fat metabolism. So we cannot say that iced tea or any form of tea is completely bad.
Yeah.
It's all about how you make it, how you brew it, and what other ingredients
What
are
about the powdered iced tea that has become very popular? Everybody is serving a powdered iced tea. It comes, you just mix it in your glass and you have iced tea ready. Is that healthy or not, Nidhi?
Healthy when it comes to antioxidants, yes. When it comes to sweeteners, no.
Again, anything packaged. One should stick to natural things.
Alright, stick to natural. But what would your favorite natural drink be, or what would your favorite cold drink be? Let's ask our panelists before we wrap this up, and you can also write in. It's hashtag beat the heat. Tell us your favorite thirst quencher. But we'll start with you, Yusuf. Any unconventional drink, the drink that you might think, oh wow, I haven't had that for years and I wish I could have that again. Let's start with those kind of drinks. Alright, we just seem to have, unmute the mic if you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that shikanji is something that I haven't had for a long time. And the other thing would be ampanna. Ampanna is something that is not very common, at least in the part in India where I live. So you hardly see it, but you get it in some places. But that would be something that I would prefer the most.
Nidhi, what about you?
Any day, sugarcane juice or ampanna or shikanji. In my house, my kids get a reward of, they earn money if they make a nice tingy lemonade at home and they serve it to the guests. So I guess I'm
you've incentivized the use of lemon water or Nimu Pani in your home. Thanks very much for that perspective, Nidhi. Arsh, final word, just sticking to Coke, or would you want to explore and experiment with other drinks as well?
I do have iced tea every day, the powdered iced tea kind. So I do have other stuff. It's not that I just have Coke. But yes, Coke is much more convenient.
Alright, convenience and hygiene is an important issue that we cannot overlook. But Alok, the other thing of people getting used to Coke and other cold drinks is because they use it a lot to mix with alcohol, and even in fact things like Red Bull, and they've become certainly very popular. Is that one of the reasons why we see the carbonated drinks will not go away very soon?
I think this is where the hospitality industry could play a role. If you can come out with good cocktails, and a lot of restaurants are doing so, using Indian additives. For example, I had a cocktail made out of soul curry. I thought it was amazing. And similarly, there's a lot of people are trying. And today, definitely, if I were to have a drink, I would not have Coke. I would want to look at something different.
That's
maybe stick with water. All right, final words to you guys. Anubhav, your favorite drink and undiscovered drink. I mean, you go across Delhi. Which would be the one undiscovered drink?
Mine would be lassi, Amritsari lassi.
Yeah. Which type of lassi? Amritsari lassi?
Amritsari mango lassi.
Amritsari mango lassi. And what about you?
I would love chach. I'm a very good shikanji maker myself, but I love chach.
All right, and I love Bel Sharbat. My grandmother used to make it in Lucknow. So Bel Sharbat it is for me. What is your favorite drink? Write into us. Hashtag beat the heat to your tweets to tweet into this particular conversation. Thank you very much AALOK and Nidhi, Monami and Yusuf for coming in. Also thank you very much Anubhav and Rupreet. It was a pleasure having you.
So much.
So, well, what about beating the heat? What is your option? If you have cool, fun options to beat the heat, do write into us, do tell other people about it, and we for sure will tell your option to other people. Thanks so much for watching.